Good morning everybody, today it's Thursday the 4th of February and today we are going to do our arithmetic test. Before we have a look at the questions today, we're going to have a quick practice on some of the methods that you may need for today's test. The first thing we're going to have a quick practice with is the column method for addition and subtraction. So grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil and follow along with me. So the first one we're going to work on together is 231 plus 34. So we're going to lay our column method out as we usually do, nice and neatly. And as always, I'm going to label my columns, my ones, tens and hundreds. First thing we need to do is add our ones together, and we know 1 plus 4 is 5. Now we need to look at our tens column, and we need to remember that it's not 3 plus 3, it's 30 plus 30, which is 60. And here we have our 200. We're not adding anything here because 34 is a 2-digit number. So here we have 200. And let's add all together. 5 ones and no ones is 5. 60 plus nothing is 60, and here we have our 200 from our hundreds column, so 231 plus 34 is 265. Brilliant stuff, well done. Okay guys, the next one I'm going to model is question 4 because we have to exchange. So the question is 490 take away 24. So we set it up like usual, take away 24, and I'm going to write my ones, tens and hundreds above each column and give myself plenty of room. So the first thing we need to do is look at our ones column, and the problem we have is 0 take away 4. When we do column subtraction, we cannot take away a larger number from a smaller number. So we're going to need to knock next door to the tens column and exchange 1 10 from here, making our 0 tens 10 tens, and that means our 90 is now 80. So 10 take away 4 we can do, which is 6. 80 take away 20 we can do. Use your fingers if you need to. I've got 80 fingers here by counting tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Take 20 away, leaves me 60. And here I'm left with 400 because 24 is a 2-digit number. I haven't got anything to take away from 400. Even though it's a subtraction, it's really important that we remember when we get to here, we've still got to add up our totals. So 6 ones and no ones is 6. 6 tens, which is 60, add 0 is 60, and we've got our 400 here. So our answer to 490 take away 24 is 466. Brilliant stuff. The next method that we're going to focus on is the grid method for multiplication. So grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil and follow along with me. I'm going to model 2 of these calculations for you. Okay guys, so I'm going to model questions 2 and 3 for the grid method for multiplication. So our first calculation is asking us what is 68 times by 4. So I'm going to draw my grid out first. I'm multiplying by 4, so this goes down here. And I'm going to partition 68 into its tens and ones. So I've got 60 and 8. So the first thing I need to do is I need to do 4 lots of 60. So I'm going to draw 4 lots of 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And I can count in tens to find my total. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240. Now I need to work out what 4 times 8 is. Now some of you might already know this, you might be a whiz at the 4 times table. I'm going to draw it out too. 4 lots of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have to really carefully count all of your dots. Here I have 32 dots. Now when it comes to the grid method for multiplication, you may also have to use the column method to add together your 2 totals. You might not need to, you might be able to do it in your head and that's completely fine. But if not, you need to follow the same method we would do normally for any normal addition to add together 240 and 32. And our answer for that is 272. It looks very complicated, it's quite a long process, but doing it in this way is really helpful by splitting our 68 into its tens and ones. So we're going to do the same here. This one will be hopefully slightly easier because we know our 3 times table, we did that last term, but we need to do the same as what we've done before. Draw our grid. I've made it slightly longer because 134 has 3 digits in. I'm multiplying by 3, my 3 goes down here, and I need to partition 134 into its hundreds, tens and ones. So I have up here 100, 30 and 4. Now, when we draw our hundreds, we draw them as squares, a bit like the deans we have at school. Some of you might already know that in your head. If you already know it, just write the number down. But if I was going to draw it, I'd draw 3 lots of 100. And we draw it like this. 100, 200, 300. 3 times 100 is 300. 3 lots of 30. Now some of you might be able to do this without drawing them out. If you can, that's great. But if not, and you're a bit stuck, follow me. So I need to draw 3 lots of 30. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. And I can count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Now, 3 times 4. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, you can all do this. 3 times 4 is 12. However, if you do get stuck, you could draw 3 lots of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and add together your total. So now we need to add together 30 plus 90 plus 12. Okay, you can use the column method for that if you aren't sure what to do. My board's about to get very messy. So if I was going to do 300 plus 90, my ones, tens and hundreds. 300 plus 0 and 0, nothing in my ones column. There's just a 90 in my tens column, and there's just 300 in my hundreds column. Now I need to add 12. No ones and 2 ones is 2. 90 plus 10 is 100. So I'm going to keep my 1 for my 100 down here so I don't forget it. And then we've got 300 plus 100 is 400. So our answer is 402. Now some of you may not have needed this bit. You might not have needed to use the column method to add together these 3 totals. That's perfectly fine. And obviously you would have left yourself a lot more room than I would have done on the side of my board. But this is how we do the grid method for multiplication. The key is to partition your larger number. That will really help you. Well done guys for working through it with me, and hopefully you feel a bit more confident on how to solve these in the arithmetic test. Superstars, well done you.
The next method that we're going to focus on is how to work out a fraction of an amount. I'm going to focus on 2 of these calculations, and we're going to work out numbers 1 and 4. Grab a piece of paper and follow along with me and see how you get on.
So we're going to start with question 1, and it's asking us to find a third of 18. I've got 18 in my top box here, and the boxes underneath have been split into groups of 3 because we're finding a third. So what we need to do is we need to share 18 dots between these 3 boxes. Now some of you might be able to draw on your knowledge of the 3 times table to work this one out, but if not, follow me, because this is the best method that we use in year 3 to find a fraction of an amount. So we're sharing 18 dots between 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Brilliant, well done. But what we need to remember is we're only finding 1/3, so we're only focusing on one of these boxes, one group of 3. And let's count our dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1/3 of 18 is 6. Number 4 is slightly trickier because they haven't drawn our box for us, but don't panic, we can do this no problem. So obviously yours will be much neater than mine because I'm free-handing it without a ruler. Tap, tap. So our top box, we're writing 25 because that's the fraction of the amount that we are finding. And we need to split our bottom box into groups of 5 because we're finding 3/5, 3 out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm showing 25 dots between my groups of 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now some of you may well have pulled on your knowledge of the 5 times table to help you with this already. You might not have needed to draw your dots like I have, but this is going to help me now where I'm finding 3/5. So this would be 1/5, a bit like our 1/3, 2/5, 3/5. And I need to count how many dots I have in total. So I know I have 5 in this box, 5 in this box, 5 in this box, and my answer is 5, 10, 15. 3/5 of 25 is 15. Great stuff guys, really well done. Thumbs up from me.
And now I'm going to do a very quick recap on dividing single digit numbers by 10. I know we've only done this week, but I'm just going to show you how I would work this out if I needed a little bit of help. So when we are dividing a single digit number by 10, we know that it's the place value that changes and not the decimal point, because the decimal point always stays in the same place. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to draw 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now when we divide a single digit number by 10, the value of the digit changes from 8 ones to 8 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now to check that how many tenths that I've got here, I'm going to count in tenths. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So my answer to 8 divided by 10 would be 0.8. It would be the same here as if we were working out 1 divided by 10. I'm going to put my 1 in the place value column here. And when I divide by 10, it's the place value of my digit that changes, not the decimal point stays fixed. So I did have a 1 in my ones column, and now I've divided by 10, I have my 1 in my tenths column. And I know that 1/10, when written as a decimal, is written as 0.1. Hi guys, something else that we need to remember in case this crops up on an arithmetic test in the future is when we're adding together fractions that have the same denominator. If they have the same denominator, you don't need to touch it, it just stays the same. We only look at the numerator. So if we were doing 3/8 add 2/8, we wouldn't touch the denominator, it's 8s, because it's the same. We've got 3/8 plus 2/8. We're only focusing on the numerator, which is 3 plus 2. So our answer to 3/8 plus 2/8 would be 5/8. Remember, if the denominator stays the same, don't touch it, leave it alone. Hope that helps. And here are your 10 arithmetic questions for today, everybody. You need to grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil, and you need to set yourself a timer for 10 minutes. Just to clarify, as I know it's quite blurry, question 4 is asking you what is 8/12 plus 1/12. Just to repeat that, question 4 is asking you what is 8/12 plus 1/12. Think about the methods we just had a look at and try your hardest. That's all we can ask of you guys. If you need any clarification of what the answers are or how to get to them using the method, please email me and I will do my utmost to help you. When you press play again, you will be able to see your answers. Good luck everyone, you're all superstars. And here are your answers for today's arithmetic test. Pause the video now to mark the questions you have done.